What you need to know about SEO. Hello and welcome to the Sales Podcast. I'm Wes Schaefer, the Sales Whisperer, your host. This is your home on the web for honest, no hype insights, advice, and inspiration to help you sell more, faster, at higher margin with less stress and more fun. When I got out of the Air Force in 1997, I had a wife, a baby, another one on the way, and I had to put food on the table, which meant I had to be productive. I had to be efficient. I had to be successful at making sales. And I was. Over the next decade, I continued to succeed in various industries across the country, even across the world, which led me in 2006 to starting the Sales Whisperer. Since then, I have built a big business and a big family, and I have fed my family, provided for them based on my own skills, my hard work, my dedication, my insight. And now I give you this podcast as a free tool to help you learn what I have learned over 20 plus years. Another free tool that you can use to grow your sales is available over at thebestsalessecrets.com. Head on over there, and it's over 21 pages of advice, things including the 7 keys you need to apply to win at sales, how to look at money, and the true purpose of the sale. So again, head on over to thebestsalessecrets.com for that free tool. And now on to the show. SEO expert Danny Starr, all the way from Southern California, man. We're practically neighbors. Welcome to the Sales Podcast. How are you?
I'm good, Wes. Thank you very much.
So I did a search. I'm preparing for a talk, as we had mentioned. I'm speaking at Entreport's Entrepalooza in October on SEO. So, I am good at SEO. I'm competent. I don't do it for a living. I just kind of learned it over the last 7 years just to do my own business, right? And so, I started doing some research, and I go to Google just last week, may have even been earlier this week. I don't know. It was very recent, right? I did a search for SEO expert. And I didn't do an incognito search or anything. I just did a search, and so it gave me local results, relatively speaking. Obviously, by IP address. But out of 6,360,000 results, you were the number 2 organic result. So I was like, hey, I got to talk to this guy. He's doing something right with SEO. With that introduction, can you give us a little overview? How you got started? Where you came from, and how did you end up ranking so well, being so dang good at SEO?
Yes, definitely. I started with computers and internet from my home country. I'm from Slovenia. That's Balkan country next to Italy and Austria, north of Croatia. And my dad ran like a local newspaper magazine, and then they were shifting over into internet step by step. So that was my interest. And then started my small business in Europe. But Europe is very difficult to do online business because there's so many different languages that you need to speak: Italian, German. So it was difficult, and I got opportunity for a finance firm to do their marketing in the United States. Okay. So that's how I migrated to the United States in 2003. Came here, worked basically for them as an online marketing department. I don't know if you remember back in the day, the payday loans were like booming. They were like so popular. So, that's what they were doing. It was like a little finance credit union. Helped them out, and then, economy started breaking in 2007-8, and I kind of incorporate my own company and shift over and start offering whatever we were doing for them to the public. And I was always looking up for Google and those tech companies, Silicon Valley. A lot of my schoolmates from college in Europe work for Google, so I have some inside connections. But that doesn't do any good for my work, because people in Google, even if you would ask Larry Page, hey, put my website on the top, he would tell you that he needs to talk to like 5 or 6 his employees to get something done. But then what I've learned is if you, do like, I mean, you're doing best yourself. You can see that, you are ranking very well. If you are following the, Google rules, adding the content to this online atmosphere, signing up with prominent blogs or websites that gives you some backlinking, then, it helps you, and Google recognize you as authority. If you're like an old school and you're just trying to like get money and you're not following the rules that are changing, then you get penalized by those new updates, and you lose your positions. And that's how basically it got me to the first page for that SEO expert keywords.
So how does a company in the U.S. hire somebody from Europe to come over and do SEO? How did that happen? Were you marketing already your business in the U.S., or were you just focused in Europe?
Basically, what it is, it's a very good question. A lot of American companies are hunting for know-how and intelligent people, or people with like ambitions overseas for some reason. Most likely because we were more affordable. I came over here and I was working for, let's say, $12 an hour. I wasn't working for like 40, 50, or $100 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So, and SEO, if you do it in Europe, I mean, Google is just as popular in Europe as it is in America. So, where they were looking things up and they were like, oh, look, this is a good guy that we can, interview him and invite him over, give him a working visa and all that stuff. And that's how people get work here. I mean, Google is doing it, Yahoo is doing it, Apple is doing it. So, the financial institutions, they try doing it too. That's how I got here, yeah. They
Cool.
found me on the internet, just like, the other guy found Justin Bieber on YouTube, it's the same story.
Well, it's awesome, though, that you are, like we say in America, you eat your own dog food, right? You're an SEO expert, and you rank for the term SEO expert. And obviously, not everybody can. There's 6,300,000 results just in, relatively close to me, what Google thinks, and only 10 can be on the first page. So how are you beating the others? I mean, what are some things that our listeners, that are entrepreneurs, maybe they're bootstrapping it, maybe they're working on a business on the side while they still have a day job, so they're starting to blog and starting maybe an e-commerce business. What are some things that they can do, that you do, to help themselves rank well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, very important things, for anybody that would like to get search traffic is to participate in this so-called online community. I mean, there's a lot of Google webmaster tools, or now Search Console change the name, where they are advising website owners that all the Google is basically an online public library where people can search for the content, and content is pictures, text, videos, whatever it is about your business, about whoever, what you are participating, you're giving something to the community, to Google. Let's say you're giving the articles, you are figuring out the problem, and you're sharing it with the people. And that sharing on online community is giving you organic, natural, link building campaign and outreach, where Google is now trying to figure it out with all this pattern, Google Panda, Google Penguin, who is authority, why should you be authority? Okay, you have an e-commerce website, but why should I trust you with my credit card? Do you have the SSL certificate? Is my information secured? Am I going to get the merchant I'm ordering? Is there a refund policy? All those little rules that I learned, most of those rules I basically learned through AdWords. That's interesting, more than through all those organic rules was basically AdWords. Because if you follow the AdWords rules, you can basically figure it out. Yeah, that's what Google is looking for. Google is looking for fast websites. Google is looking for websites with enough content. Google is looking for a website that basically are listed, right? If you have a website, is your website listed on Facebook? Is your business registered with the Google Places, Google Local Business? Does your website has a citations? Let's say a lot of people
Does it have what? What was the last part?
local citations, like local directories, like Bing, Yahoo,
Okay.
Merchant Circle.
Yep.
Um, a lot of people talk about Panda, for example, and they're saying, oh, Panda, this is duplicate content. You're not supposed to copy the content. But they don't even understand how Panda actually works. The way that Panda works is that Google is trying to see how are you branding yourself, what brand you are, and then based on that, it says, okay, you're in threshold. We're gonna now go check you out, and we're gonna penalize you, or we won't penalize you. But if you are in a if you're not in a threshold, that means that, let's say, if somebody looks up, your business, let's say like Ask Expert Danny. Do you have a Facebook page as a business? Do you have a Google Plus page? Do you have people giving you reviews, rating you, commenting your work or whatever? And based on that, Google decides, okay, you are branding yourself, you are recognized online. There is no way for us to penalize you because you are obeying all those webmaster rules. When the other people, for example, what they do is they want results extremely fast. They want to launch a website, and then the next day they want to be on the first page organically. And you explain them, SEO, it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to take years, but it's definitely going to take 6 months, 9 months on average for the new established website to get some sophisticated traffic. And if you want immediate results to test out your product, then you need to go to the CPC. You need to go to the paid search campaign. That's the way to collect that gap before the organic SEO starts kicking in.
Yeah, and obviously PPC is immediate money that you got to spend. So let's say somebody, they're bootstrapping it. They do have to kind of watch that. So you threw out a lot of things there very quickly. I want to make sure we cover them. You're talking about like local citation. So are you encouraging pretty much any type of business to go out to Yelp and Merchant Circle and things like that and create a page, a Google Plus page? Or what are they calling it? Is it still Google Plus or Google Places? I don't even know. What do they call it now?
They're calling it now Google Places.
Okay.
Basically, Google Business. You just go Google/business. That's their idea, trying to say business. They are making a lot of changes as of right now. I've noticed a lot of my clients got like updates that they need to check their system. They need to check their listing, because what. If you follow like the whole Google strategy, how Google basically develops and tries to compete with Yelp or Yahoo and Yelp, making the contract and all that stuff, is they are trying to give people basically results they're looking for. Google says, Larry Page keeps saying, anytime you listen to him, I mean, I'm sure you've listened to his speeches and stuff. He would say, I want user to be happy. I want you go to Google and you're gonna ask Google whatever question and you get the best answer. So when you show you the top result, when you click on it, I want you to be happy. That's Google mentality. And with the local citations, yes, I do encourage small business owners to register their business because you have to be, if you are in a business community, and even though technology is growing so fast, we are still a little bit old school people. That we want to know that this business has an office, that this business has a mailing address. Because if I have to sue this business, where do I mail the paperwork to? Or if this business doesn't work right, where do I go to complain, knock on the door and say, hey guys, you're not doing your job right?
Right.
And a lot of websites like those from Bitcoins or Forex and all those sites, they will be hiding themselves behind prior registration, and they're like GoDaddy, keep your information private, and they charge you extra $9 for a year for a private registration. On the other hand, Matt Cutts tells you, hey, you're not supposed to do that. You have to have public information. If you are an online website that does business or makes money, that you're a profitable website, you need to say who you are. You can't be hiding yourself behind.
I see that. Yeah, I have so many domain names, right? And I've never purchased that, but I buy them through GoDaddy. It's convenient, and I mean that trying to get out of that shopping cart is unbelievable. That's always one thing, though. So you're saying not only am I saving money, but my website's rank better because I didn't buy that private stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
You see, I mean, somebody that looks your website out, and you look up your name and everything, you can see you are a public figure. You have, your website are public. Why do you need a privacy for? I mean, it's not like, and if you are, you want to have privacy, the people don't know where you live. I mean, you can open the PO box, or you can do a different things that you can, not expose exactly where your house is, or somebody start looking up, in what mansion you live or whatever. That's a different story.
Right. Well, I'm always on the move. Like my private helicopter will be here in just a little minute. We got to go to all the different mansions because all the fans. I got to wave to them. I'm on with Danny now. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
All right. So the local citation. So make sure that you've got the key profiles. Are there any? I mean, we mentioned the big ones, Yelp, Merchant Circle. I mean, are there some others? Just quickly, you recommend pretty much everybody get a profile on?
Yes, there is a few important ones I would recommend from Google Business, Google Places,
Yep.
which is Yahoo, Yelp, Merchant Circle, then Bing, Yellow Pages. All of those that are free, to submit are good. I will give advice also the listeners that in case they would sign up, those companies would then call you, hey, I'm verifying the business. Is this really you? And this and this and that. And oh, by the way, $30 a month will give you top position. I don't recommend paying to anybody any extra money because
I just did a search here on my other screen for local citations. And then, boom, one of the second autofill or whatever that Google gives you, is service, local citations service. So people they're already going to get hit up, right? So anybody can do this on their own, right? They can get listed on any of these types of directories.
Oh yeah, everybody can do their own. I suggest they do their own. Maybe for somebody that their time is just more valuable, or
Right.
they would like to get it done fast. You have local mows. They charge $100, and then you have Yext.com. Yext.com I use it a lot just
How do you
to
spell
scan
that?
it. Yext
YEXT as in Tango.
is a tango.
Okay.
This one is basically for free. You can scan your name, your business name, your phone number, and we'll tell you where are you listed, and we'll give you a link to the listing. It's good to see, but their fees are pretty high, like $500 a year. They're a New York-based company. Few of my clients, they have accounts with them, and we log in and make changes. It's very convenient, but for $500 for the directories, that's somebody can do that themselves for the directories in let's say in 8 hours you can be done with it.
Right.
So it's up to however people value their time, or how fast they want to get things done.
Right. And this is where I would insert a commercial and say, I have FilipinoTechSupport.com. So you know what? Go on over, hire us. We'll knock it out for you or help you find somebody. But anyway, I digress. All right. So Yext. All right. That was good. What was the other one you mentioned?
Local Moz, Moz, the SEO Moz, they renamed themselves into the Moz, M-O-Z.
M-O-Z. Oh, yeah. Moz. Is
Moz,
it Moz
yeah.
or Moz? I don't know. I call them Moz.
Yeah, they're Moz, yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they give a ton of free content as well. So if you just want to get educated, I mean, that's a great place to hang out and get educated on SEO for free, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a member. I've been a member with Moz since they were SEO Moz. Been following founder on Twitter and all the social media. Him and his mom, they founded this business. I think the Moz has a lot of sophisticated information, researches, their own trust, their own algorithm that tries to match up the Google. So definitely recommend Open Site Explorer to see where you're getting links from, where are your competitors getting links from. That's one of top tools for that.
Now, is that their Open Site Explorer? Is that a free tool?
That's a free tool up to 5 results, and then after that, you need to sign in or pay the fee to see the all the results.
Right.
But I don't recommend people just jumping and start paying for all those things that SEO people are paying for,
Right.
because a lot of, like you said, a lot of you can get free, and first you need to know what you're gonna use it for before you sign up, and then credit card just gets built and built and
Right.
built, and but little secret, every SEO expert that I know and I work with, on average, we spend around, $1,000 on those monthly fees, or the
Right.
most to all those companies,
Right. Yeah, but you need it, right? Like my friend is a mechanic. He has, I don't know, a $50,000 hydraulic lift. They can lift an RV. So I just have a little hand jack, so I can change a tire. So yeah, there are some great tools, but I mean, Google itself, right? I have a tab on my browser, right, on the menu bar, called SEO, and I have Webmaster Tools. I have my Google Analytics. I've got the Keyword Planner, and then access to AdWords. I mean, and all of those are free, right?
Right. All those are free. You might wanna add to your Open Site Explorer that we just mentioned. You might wanna add structured data. That's from Google developers. That's a good one. You might want to add GT, like George Tom Tango metrics. That's for like a site speed and why is it slow and how long does it take to load entire site.
Right.
And maybe another one that I would recommend is one of my favorite to kind of see what is actually happening right away is SEMrush. I know you know that one, semrush.com. Tells you if somebody is spending on AdWords, if somebody is ranking organically, what they're ranking for, what is their traffic. It's free as well. You don't need to pay. Free, you can see just enough information, just like most. You see like top 10 results and stuff like that. So those are a couple of that I would add to your SEO tab. But the ones that you mentioned are very important.
Now, if somebody wants help, can they come to you? Do you have like an affordable sort of like diagnostic, for, I don't even know what, $50, $100, $500, and kind of give them an assessment and say, hey, here's where you are. Here's, what we recommend, so somebody can kind of have a game plan. Because I know in the beginning, when I was getting started, there was no way I could afford to have people. I was bootstrapped, and you had a family to pay for, or to feed, and I was learning this on the side of my day job, But looking back, knowing like if I could have paid somebody a little bit of money for an honest assessment and some pointers, like go that direction and go fast, it would have been awesome. So is that common, or is that something that you do?
Yes, correct. We do. Basically, if you go to my website, seoexpertdanny.com, we have a free website report where visitors can copy paste their URL, type in their URL, scan a free audit report to tell you your page rank, your Alexa ranking, your title, your keywords, your social signals, what means, and then we offer one-time fee of like $100 to $150, depends on numbers of errors, that we just go and we take care of the whatever could be taken care of, because a couple of them are like demos,
Right.
listing. We all know that this takes years to be approved, but others they can be very easy. Set up the Google Analytics, the Webmaster Tools. That way, people have like you said, like right tools right away and say, hey, this is where you are, and now look for your competitors, and now just keep building and producing and growing.
Yeah. Do you do a lot with WordPress? Do you recommend any other platform? Because that's pretty much all I've ever used since 2007.
Yeah, WordPress number one, used right now by most of 20% of the websites are run on WordPress in the entire internet. So yeah, that's my number one of choice. Not WordPress.com, WordPress.org. The one that open source that you install yourself with popular plugins from SEO Yoast for meta tags, descriptions, Jetpack for automatic sharing on your social media when you post a blog. Interesting that Jetpack is basically made by the same people that make the WordPress.com. So those are two very popular plugins. Other platform, the WordPress that I would recommend is the only thing is Magento for like a higher e-commerce businesses,
Right.
people with hundreds of products and different pricing structures, and those are two my choice, like WordPress number one and then Magento number two, and then there is a big gap before something else
Right.
comes up.
But yeah, and there's links to everything I'll put in here. But SEO Yoast is what I've used for years. It's a free plug-in. Just my Google tools that were free, SEO Yoast. I mean, sticking with that, doing a little bit of research before I would write something, taking time to give it a good title, name the photos. I don't upload 15.jpg. I upload, outbound, cold calling tips, number one, .jpg. That's but have a good title, good tags, good description. Some people may roll over, crash on the street, but I don't even worry about keyword density. I make sure I write for human beings, and Yoast gives me an update, but should I be worried about keyword density?
I don't think so. I mean, Google is paying less and less attention to keyword density itself because you as authority to the internet, you've done so many great things that putting a couple keywords more or less. This is for advanced SEO like you or me. Those things don't really matter because, like you said, you're focusing on user, and you're doing a great job. Your articles are really intelligently put together, and this is what Google wants. I mean, you see, you learned something. You had a job, you had to feed your family, and you went extra mile, and then you're like, guys, I'm gonna share this with you, so you guys don't have to do and spend and wait 3-4 years to get away I was going. You guys can get there really fast listening to Wes. Maybe other plugins that I would recommend for WordPress is Jetpack. That's just for it has a lot of functions. You make the post goes to your Facebook, Google Plus, Twitter automatically. You don't have to, you can just tag it inside your WordPress. Maybe broken links checker. It's a free plugin too. That way, like if you hyperlink something wrong or whatever, it gives you email alert. So you fix up your URL. That way you don't have broken links. Maybe redirection if you're like switching some pages down, or you swap over the URL and Google is complaining on 404, so you use redirection. For backing up, maybe a free plugin duplicator, just to duplicate the website here and there in case of server loss, or that way you have a zip file at installer where you can just put it back together. But that's pretty much it. You have those ones, and Yoast, like you said, that's good enough for running the WordPress.
So should people try to blog like all the time? So like quantity or quality? Where would you say? Would you recommend somebody do 3 or 4, even 5 blog posts a week? Of like 300 words, or are they better off doing one a week? Of 1,000 words or 2,000 words?
That's a very good question. My strategy usually is when the website starts, we are more focusing on a quantity, just because the website, if you compare it with competitor website has 300 pages, and client website has 15 pages, 20 pages. You're like, oh yeah, we have to keep up really fast. So we create more quantity than quality. But after things are established, and there is like 30-40 blog posts, then we go more on on a quality itself. Like you said, 1,000 words, 2,000 words. Better posts. Because also the writing and whoever is going to be sharing something, you see when you're looking at your first post, you're like, oh, what I was doing like 2-3 years ago. Look at me right now. I'm a real expert. That is good. To do that strategy. First quantity and then later on quality. And where is the barrier? I would say, maybe first 20-30 articles. It depends, who are you competing with. Definitely I wouldn't say, okay, write 5 blogs every day, 1 blog, and then wait 1 month and write 1,000 word blog. I would definitely recommend, if everybody gets time, 5 articles per day, and as good as they can be, that's the best strategy to get fast organic traffic.
What if somebody's not a great writer? Does video have as much of an impact? I mean, can they bust out their iPhone, make a quick video, and upload it to YouTube, then embed it and maybe give it a quick title? And is it better than nothing, or is it actually even better than that?
YouTube, is becoming really close to Google itself, and I believe in the next 20-30 years, YouTube is going to be #1 search engine. I think it already outrank Yahoo and Bing combined. Is more people searching on YouTube than they're searching on those 2 search engines. So I believe this is going to be a future. I think more and more people like to see the video, like to see who are you going to be dealing with. They like to imagine that person or the business. Let's say I have a lot of local businesses, from dentists to lawyers, and as soon as they put a video on a website, the conversion rate goes higher up. So I think the video itself is just as good as a blog post. I don't think organically it's not gonna over rank posting the articles on a website and posting the videos, but it's gonna give client a lot of juice from YouTube. It's gonna give them a lot of traffic, and also a lot of basically signals that they're getting popular. Because each time you get a view, and if people have account with a YouTube, they have a channel, on their channel is going to show in the history that they were watching your video. So there's going to be a link from their channel back to your channel. So definitely, popping with the iPhone and making the video, that's recommending as well to keep adding to the website. Very good point.
Well, and again, when I got started, and I just kind of maintained the momentum from when I started, and just have stuck with Google. I mean, am I missing out? I mean, is there a similar type tools for Bing and Yahoo that we should be using and leveraging, or is it still just a fine, decent enough strategy? Leverage what Google gives you, and if you get it right with them, you pretty much get it right with everybody.
Yeah, that's a very good question. We've figured it out in the last couple of years that a lot of clients, they have basically 2 websites. One website they have optimized for organic Google, and another one they have it optimized for AdWords, Yahoo, and Bing, based on how their algorithms work differently. And their algorithms, Yahoo is still more into the link juice. It has less of those updates, Panda, Penguin, so doesn't have that sophisticated system yet. On the long run, I believe they will keep up with Google, because they are getting piece of the pie. Yahoo just increased 4-5% of the search just with sign a contract with Firefox. So I think they are important. I think we are missing when we are optimizing sites for mainly for Google, and we don't do old school SEO strategy like building links for Yahoo and Bing. But in a longer run, like year to 2 year span, I think if we keep up doing all the work that we do for Google, the Yahoo and Bing, they're gonna be happy as well. And they have if you are comparing percentage rate, they are 60-70% right there. They're using the same rules. The 30% is just difference where some people are like, oh, my page is still on the first page on Yahoo and Bing, and I got penalized by Google. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do it all, right? And if somebody's kind of new, or maybe if things have maybe dipped a bit, my advice is always to people, just focus on great content. If you just put out good stuff and answer the questions that your prospects are looking for, I mean, you're going to get rewarded, right?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, let's go back to the, basics. What internet is an online community, and what are you giving? Are you whatever you are giving, you're sharing with the people, with your website, with the content, with the products you have to offer. Is this something that is, added value to our community? Is what Wes is saying about outbound marketing or calling campaigns? Is this added value for me as a small business owner? Can I learn from him? Can I, is this what I'm looking for? Yes, it is. So, definitely you get good results, and that's what we should be doing. But just go and just keep, adding some content with no sense. Or just paying some people overseas to write like content for $4 or $5 a pop. I don't think that's worth it, because they are using the spinners, and this is not giving added value to the community.
Yeah, I hate those. Well, what about local? Like my business. I mean, I'm international. I have clients all around the world. I can help people around the world. So I don't really focus on local, but when you talk about things like Yelp and the citation type sites, I mean, let's say I am a chiropractor or a dentist, or I've got a limousine service. I mean, obviously I'm local, right? So how do you coach people or help them navigate local search?
That's a very good question. Local people that have a local business, what they are mainly missing is basically that their websites are not local optimized. They see those big websites, let's say vest.com/blog, vest.com/about, all that stuff. And they are looking at the first result. It's not just vest.com/blog, it's, chiropractor blog Los Angeles, or, Los Angeles dentist blog, or, there has to be the geo-targeting already optimized on a website. They have to make sure that they are listed on every single local citation, local directory where their competitor is listed. That's a very important part, because Google looks at that. Are you listed there? And then encourage clients to rate their business, to help them, to rate them, to try their best way, so the people that they are giving the good service to respond, and they're thankful, and they give them back feedback on the internet. I mean, if you look at the local businesses right now, let's say I just talked to the couple AC guys here. They have 20, 30 reviews, and they are asking me, hey, why I'm not first on Yelp? And I said, okay, let's open Yelp and let's type in AC Repair Los Angeles, and look, the first guy has 500 reviews. Like,
Wow.
How are you expecting Yelp to show you with the 20 reviews on top of all those guys with 500, 400, 300 reviews, with 300 pictures, with 300 check-ins? And what I'm supposed to do, it's like, look, encourage people to engage with your business. Your users, like, offer them check-in discount, offer them, like we have Indian restaurant downstairs. They had a horrible Yelp reviews, and they used to be #1 Indian restaurant in Silver Lake. Now they were number 5 or 10, and they came here. We print them out the little like papers, check in over here with the Yelp, with the Facebook, whatever, and you get 10% off entire invoice. And suddenly they are #1. They have 4.5 stars. They have so many check-ins. Their business is booming, and they were about to close the business.
Wow. And I was just doing a simple Yelp check-in and review?
Yeah, just Yelp and Facebook, check-in and review, and the business just picked up. They were like, they couldn't believe, that this can do such an effect. But you're a marketing expert. You know that business owners don't understand that they don't invest enough money back into their own customers.
Right.
They're like, okay, I'm gonna go clean your carpet, charge you $300. I'm happy. I'm gonna try to finish faster, so I don't make $40 an hour. I make $55 an hour. They close it up and they're done. They don't think, okay, let me give them a business card. Let me give them a, like a pen with a name, or whatever it is. You see, I'm basically trying to market. We have pens, we have little booklets, we have let's say this is what Google is sending us. You see, for free. So you see, everybody is investing in their own clients, but small business owners don't do that, and they, don't see it. Okay, I'm gonna give 10% discount now. This guy that's gonna order, dinner here. The dinner is gonna be $50, so I'm gonna make $45.
Right.
They're gonna give me tip anyway, but that $5 is gonna bring me another customer,
Right.
and then another $5, another customer. And look,
Yeah, that's why I have the 5 things: A, B, C, D, E. Attract, then you bond, then you close, right? Convert, get the cash, whatever the C you want there. But then you have to deliver, right? Then you have to endear, and that's the making them really love you, right? And it's the sale is just in the middle. You have as much to do after as you have to do before, right? And people just they think there's some magic, right? And good grief, just take care of your customer, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about, we talking about WordPress and all, and I just started experimenting with Shopify, and I really like it. It's easy to use. The shopping cart's all built in. Have you done much with Shopify? Because I see you can now build an entire website right off of Shopify, right?
Right.
Have you done much with it?
Yeah, we've built several websites in a Shopify. A lot of people love Shopify where they have everything on hand. I think Shopify is a very good platform for especially like startup businesses, or when you want to just try some product to see how it's going to work out. Is right there. You pay monthly fee. Is SEO friendly. It has couple issues, but if in a coding you can resolve them because they give you the access to the entire files, so it's not a problem. We can make any, like you said, you can make any websites in a Shopify. What I didn't like about Shopify is that of course in a time is going to change, and it's changing, is the ratio of people when they go to the checkout process and they drop out from the checkout process. That ratio in some clients was really high because first of all, they were selling expensive stuff. When you sell something like $300-400 pop, and customer goes to your website like Vez.com, and they're like, "Hey, now I'm going to Vez.shopify.com checkout process." This is something that people didn't like, and I think it's changing because people start understanding the Shopify is trustful platform.
Right.
But that's the only problem that I've seen with Shopify in the past. There was no any other issues. Right. I think it's a very good platform, affordable. But once your business grows, and goes to a different level, I think then it's time that you transfer to maybe like WooCommerce or Magento, or
Right.
Something that is just your own without monthly fees.
Right. Gotcha. Very cool. Well, this has been fantastic, Danny. Do you have any last minute, tips or must do's that you want to leave our listeners with?
Yes, thank you, Wes, for the opportunity to be part of this broadcast. I looked you up. I follow you on social media. You're doing a great job. So heads down. Keep doing it. I'm proud of it. For the listeners, I would say that online business is very lucrative. Can be very lucrative. Can be very profitable. They just have to, my advice to most business owners that try online is be patient and, make the right marketing plan. Online is not going to happen. There is no stories where people think, oh, the Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg, he is a billionaire, or Larry Page, or, all that stories that people hear. And they're like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm smart, They didn't just do it like that. Google got $300,000 before they even have Google Inc., and things like that. If you see yourself 3 years, if you are ready to say, okay, I'm going to be doing my job, bringing some money, and 3 years I'm going to be investing my time, my energy, and my cash flow into this online business, you will get paid back. 3 years is like a borderline, and I always recommend clients that they keep building the content, posting on the social media, investing in a business, and after 3 years, they will get a payback.
Very nice. I always tell people, and I learned this when I was a stockbroker, is that people, they overestimate the returns they can get in a year, but they underestimate what they can achieve in 3 to 5 years. So that's basically what you're saying. Stick with it, and it's tough in the beginning, right? But there really does, that compounding, the old hockey stick, right? Go, then bam. I mean, it really can and will, and it does happen. But it can be misery at first, right? So have a plan, surround yourself with good people, follow their advice, pay the money for experts when you absolutely need it, so they keep you on the straight path, and things will work out. Well, very nice.
Yeah,
we'll
and
have
also let's say
go ahead.
my last thing is also when people, back to the SEO, when people, let's say, make a couple changes, right? Oh, I just posted this article, or I optimized this page, and they go the next day and they're Googling, they're like, hey, nothing happened yet. They have to understand, that, the webmaster tools and the whole Google algorithm and the search and Google service and stuff, they have a delay. So here I really encourage them to be patient. Whatever you do, mark it down and then go in between 1 week to 2 weeks, see what has happened, if something changed. Don't go immediately the next day, oh, nothing have happened. Let's wait a week or 2 weeks and then make, another inspection to see if whatever they have done improved their ranking or whatever. This is a minimum time that they should be waiting.
Right. Okay. Very nice. Well, thank you, sir. It's SEOexpertdanny.com, right? And if you're watching the video, you can see right behind you there, websitesdepot.com as well. But we'll have links to all this in the show notes. Danny Starr, thanks for coming on the Sales Podcast, man. Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. West. Thank you for having me.
All right, take care.
All right.
There you have it, the straight scoop on SEO. I've always said SEO is just the Dewey Decimal System of the internet. Take your time to document things, name things properly, do some keyword research up front, use the free tools from Google and Yoast SEO and things like that before you spend a lot of money on tools like SEMrush or Moz. Those are great tools, so I'm not saying don't spend money on it. I'm saying you can follow the fundamentals and you can execute and implement the fundamentals without spending a lot of money. Okay, and then if you really want to drive it home and really master it, then use those tools or pay somebody that understands those tools to help you for 30 days or for 60 days. And, I tell you, I have lost a lot of money with quote-unquote SEO gurus. And still, the things that rank best are the things that I created on my own with passion, with insight, with research, with attention to detail. And that is what Google is really starting to reward now. I just finished my presentation for Entrepalooza, for Entreport, coming up in the end of October, and 117 plus slides. And at the end of the day, Google is getting smart, okay? And they are rewarding content. They're rewarding excellency. Is that a word? Yeah, it's a word. Excellence is what they're rewarding. User experience. So make good content that helps people. It will get shared. Follow some best practices. Okay, name your podcast or name your blog post, name your images, put it in the title, put it in the tag. So there's some fundamental things there. But other than that, you're really not going to game the system. Google is a big company that spends a lot of money to make sure that people don't game the system. So I always say, in selling, Steve Clark taught me, selling is a calling, serving is its purpose, right? Questioning is the process, and a sale may be the solution. So stick with the first two. Is selling your calling? Are you really seeking to help and to serve? If you do that with your online content, podcasts, videos, posts, even images, then the word will get out. If you need to jumpstart things, then you do some pay-per-click, drive traffic, get some fans, get some followers, get some attention, and then the organic will take over. But organic is not a quick fix. It just isn't. Just like planting a tree. It's organic. It's natural. It takes time. But if you're patient and you get started now, like they say, when was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now. Same thing with your content. Get started right now, okay? Go back and listen to this. Like I always recommend, there's a ton of good notes, good ideas. I link to everything. But if you want to look this up, you can visit thesaleswhisperer.com/session 144, and you'll find all of the notes for you to grow your business with SEO. That'll do it for today's show, but the learning and the doing now follows. If you would like my help to implement what needs to get done, help you identify what needs to get done and the best path and the best vehicles to use to accelerate down that path, please head on over to thesaleswhisperer.com/IPA. There you will see an overview of what I call my initial process assessment. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap. But like they say, I'd rather spend more than I wanted to, than less than I should to grow my business. So if you need some help, if you'd like me one-on-one to help, again, please head on over to thesaleswhisperer.com/IPA. And as always, remember to sell different.